I'm Jake.
And I'm Christine.
And a few weeks ago we reviewed the trailer for The Empire Strikes Back because this year is that film's 40th anniversary. Now, today we're going to review the trailer for another film that turns 40 this year, The Blues Brothers.
Ooh.
Have you ever seen it?
I have seen parts of it. I have not seen the whole thing.
That film
This is
is...
my father and my family's chagrin.
The Blues Brothers is a film where even the smallest portion is pure ecstasy. It's one of those films that just blends all different types of genres, comedy, action, music, and surprisingly pulls it off. It's one of the only two films to showcase the comedic duo of John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd, and directed by John Landis, 2 years after directing Belushi in Animal House. We got one of the greatest comedies ever made, and without further ado, let's watch this trailer. By the way, this is a long one, it's like 4 minutes.
Ooh.
We better get right now. We gotta show them, then we gotta figure out some way to collect that gate money. Get it to the Cook County Assessor's office as soon as they open in the morning. The police? No, ma'am. We're musicians.
Men very well taken.
Still a classic after 40 fucking years. It's hard to believe.
It's so well done for 40 years ago.
The movie is about Juliet Jake Blues, played by John Belushi, and Elwood Blues, played by Dan Aykroyd, trying to reassemble their old blues band after Jake gets out of prison so they can raise $5,000 for back taxes on the orphanage they grew up in.
How are you gonna raise $5,000 in 7 days without ripples of that?
And they pretty much destroy every landscape they come across along the way.
I don't know how many buildings I saw get messed up.
The Blues Brothers are like walking human tornadoes, pretty much. Every person they come across is pretty much a victim in their path. And it's okay, because in the end, they're all doing it for a good cause.
We're on a mission from God.
There are the car crashes. The music performances in this film are legendary. We got James Brown, Cab Calloway, Ray Charles, and Aretha Franklin, and they didn't show it here, but a smaller appearance by John Lee Hooker.
Good, kind of like Breakfast Club.
The music in this film, every time I watch it, with the exception of the James Brown one, which isn't bad, but it's just a bunch of people singing in a church. Every number in this film just makes me have to move. What'd you think of the car crashes showcased here?
There were so many. I don't know how the cars still existed. How many cars did they go through?
Over 100, I believe.
Holy crap!
And at the time, the Blues Brothers set the world record for the biggest number of car crashes in a motion picture. The record was unbroken for 18 years until it got broken by Blues Brothers 2000. And honestly, Blues Brothers 2000, I won't go into it, but they tried to recreate the magic, but Belushi had been dead for 16, 17 years.
Yeah.
So it's the Blues Brothers with one Blues Brother, and the comedy just wasn't as great.
See two guys coming in, black suit, black hat, one carrying a briefcase? Yeah, I just set them down there. Thank you.
But here, the comedy is on point. John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd were the perfect mix of straight, no nonsense, and wild party animal. Next to being hilarious comedians, the film also showcased that Belushi and Aykroyd were pretty decent blues singers. And Aykroyd, while very silly, could really get energized in his dancing. And John Belushi, for a short fat man, he could really move, and I will concede that cocaine probably played a factor in that.
Just a bit.
They had an all-star cast pretty much, aside from the musical guests. They had Carrie Fisher, as you saw there, as a woman trying to kill them.
Carrie Fisher.
Yep.
Let's now kill you.
This is a long trailer, but it's an enjoyable, it's like a short film almost.
Yeah.
I will say though, like, they didn't give away everything, but a few certain things, like Carrie Fisher's character, showing her standing there saying, "I must kill you and your brother." I think that was a little much, just because the film does a great job of keeping her identity, what her connection is to the Blues Brothers, a complete fucking mystery. But it's funny throughout because she's not really connected to the main story.
Yeah.
And every time she tries to kill them with a bazooka, a bomb, a flamethrower, they just kind of shrug it off and don't ever acknowledge it. We also get an early appearance by John Candy, as well as a cameo by, blinking you'll miss it, Steven Spielberg.
Oh.
The Blues Brothers Band. Let's go, boys.
As someone who hasn't seen the Blues Brothers in its entirety, do you think you'll ever give it a full watch?
Oh, 100%. Looks very entertaining.
Sweet. Blues Brothers 2000, I say stay as far away from as possible.
I would kind of assume that. Thanks for the heads up, though.
Anytime.